Hi, Sag. Thank you for joining me and welcome to this reading for love for 2018. I'm using the Angle Tarot, the Angel Tarot. If you guys are interested, I love this deck. It's a Higher Arcana deck and it's out of print. And we're going to do your love reading today. That's for soulmates, twin flames, all that good stuff, true love, all that. If you're single, then this also represents you. The second part of the heart, this is the heart-shaped spread I did for you guys last year. I created for you guys last year. The second part of the heart is a representative of your next to be partner's current situation. You're already falling into alignment with them. It's just a matter of time before you meet them. So just be mindful of that. Here is your message for the beginning part of the year. Okay. So your central starting point is, so we have the Hermit. Okay, Sagittarius. You're seeming a little bit withdrawn. I just did your January reading. And yeah, you're making a big decision at the beginning of the year. I don't know if it's pertaining to your relationship per se, but I feel like both you and your partner are very focused on what you're going to do with the things that you have to deal with now. So it's like, where does things go from here? How am I going to make do with what I have? What are the lessons? You're doing a lot of thought, self-talk, rationalizing, understanding circumstances. You're really trying to get a good grasp of the things that are happening around you. Here is the next message. We see the Art and Temperance card, and so this represents your ideal in a relationship. You want a sacred marriage. You want that connection. This is the card of Sagittarius, so you want that ideal connection between emotion and spirit. So for you, partnership at this time is non-temporal, which means that you are not looking for like a financial outcome. You're not looking for a dividend, some type of technical reward for what you are doing. You're actually looking for something a little bit deeper, a little bit more sensuous. Here is the next message. This is the World card. You're hoping to broaden your horizons. Sagittarius loves an adventure like no other, so you're probably one of the most, no, the most adventurous. Aquarius is extremely adventurous, but they are in a certain way haphazard about it. They don't really intend to find themselves on adventures, whereas you actually initiate that adventure. So you have this kind of balancing out energy, opening yourself up to the world and seeing prospects come into your life and that give you rewards and growth. So I think that you want your relationship to somehow mirror and improve upon your world to help it grow and help it progress. The second card that represents your partner's highest ideals is the Fool. So I feel like your partner really wants something else than that which is. Now, if you're together, that doesn't mean that they want to break up with you, but it does mean that they want to seek a new level to the relationship. The monotonous, repetitive monotony is growing stale, and I don't think that you or they necessarily want to in any way continue in this route. I feel as though they're really hell-bent on doing things a different way. They want to live a different type of life. They don't necessarily want to have the same old, okay? That's all they want. They just want fresh. And the other thing is that they want is the complete opposite, which is the Hanged Man, which so they're polarizing this year for sure. So it looks as though they, on the one hand, want this freshness, new approach to things, transformative principle, but yet they want some type of stability, the high lesson to be learned. They want to learn the lesson. They feel like it's the time in their life where they can put a lot on the line, where they can really put a lot on the line so that they get the most benefit. So that's where their head's at, and that's what they want for the relationship. like a relationship that is fresh and yet one that is profound, which is such high expectations. Like, honey, don't even stress about this. Like, it's a lot. It's a tall order that they're asking for. Not that yours isn't either, but yours is more romantic. Yours is way more like, like you kind of want to be like in a old movie, traveling alongside the countryside, something like that, something very dramatic. Whereas they are more contemporary in their ideals, but it's paradoxical, which is like, don't kill yourself trying to meet their expectations. Here is the next message. We see the High Priestess, and so we see this kind of inspiration. Now, this is the second point of your journey. So this is the practical knowledge. This is the spiritual knowledge through metaphysical learning, through higher thought and ideals. I think you're meant to, or you will, as the second point of this year, is really meditate on clarity of vision. I think that you're trying to see through and see if your romantic ideals are actually feasible in the world as it stands. So you're kind of challenging all these notions, pre-existing notions that are around you, and you're trying to incorporate them in a practical sense. The next message is for your partner. Ooh, they want the sun. See, you both are in such great spirits, I think, Sagittarius. I really do feel like you're in positive spirits. A lot is focusing for you in the money house, so I feel like you are really looking to get certain things in order because you don't want to sacrifice the positive benefits of transits in your second house like Pluto to take away from your wealth and growth. Your partner just wants happiness, love, possibly family or children. But the sun their attitude is great. They're very agreeable. The next two cards are spiritual advice cards. So let's see here. We have the Star. So you just need to go with the flow. You need to listen well, listen to the advice of any kind of inspirational thing that you are drawn to. Listen to that, follow it through, see it through to the future. And then we have the Emperor. So I think that the advice is for you to take command of your enterprises, your world enterprises, in parentheses here, your world, your goals, your ideals. But then also trust in the universe as positively influencing you. You have a very non-temporal reading here, Sagittarius. I feel like it's like, go be an adventurer, go meld all these different things, go be free, everything's set right, but yet still make sure that you define your business interests. So really take care of that. Also, definitely be non-compromising. If you want a serious relationship, be non-compromising about it, Sag. Here are two advice cards for your partner. Let's have a look and see. So we have the Chariot. So it's a level of overcoming in a situation, reconciling circumstances that may feel regrettable at times. They really need to find like which way they're going to put more energy. They can have both in their life. They can have a new beginning and they can have stasis, but they have to select when and how and where, and they have to find that balance and refine it. That's the Chariot. The next message is balance. So it's justice. So they need to put balance and order in their lives, and I think it's really important for them to focus that attention. Maybe there's some injustice that has led them to this paradoxical thinking. On the one hand, they want a new beginning with you. On the second hand, they want to fulfill their obligations. That's pretty noble stuff, but from your point of view, I think that you need to keep on increasing the ante and putting pressure on the situation. Not too much pressure, but a little bit of pressure to make sure that they are on the same path with you, that they are trying towards something, that they won't leave you shortchanged in the long run. Your outcome card for the year is the Last Judgment. This is my favorite card. It represents transcendence, overcoming, bringing something back in. If your partner strays for some time or goes on some kind of journey away from you, like if they really need to, go and try something else, go in a different direction, try something new, I do feel like they're going to come back around, and then it's going to be up to you to make that decision. Likewise, you're watching everything that they're going through, observing, and you're learning. And in fact, for you personally, you are this year negotiating your practical knowledge versus your spiritual insight. And it's like those two parts of yourself are having a conversation. This is the tangible, this is the higher thought spiritual, right? So these are inspiring positions that are transcendent, that are going to get you to more positive places in your life. This is going to help you make final decisions that will lead you to transcendence, to growth, to opportunity. And so I feel as though your partner, in a certain sense, has a great attitude. They're willing to be there. They just need to figure out which one they're going to do more of, the new beginning or the this homeostasis, or the keeping things even. And so the next message is the Justice card, and so this is really about putting some balance to things and order. And I think that they need to find that personal catharsis of unfairness. So they need to find closure to the unfairness, accept that things are now fair, and move forward in a way that will make them happy as well. So it's like the beginning of the year has a man sitting there pondering his plight, his situation, and his circumstances. By the end, he's very active and he's actively pursuing that which he wants again. It's almost like a second chance, a second chance. Maybe a second chance at the relationship now that you have both each grown so much through the year. Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. If you want another reading, go check out another reading in your playlist for Sagittarius 2018. The astrology mentioned in this reading, did I mention any? I don't think I did. But the astrology for 2018 is pink and white, and the tarot card readings are purple and green. So look for the 2018 in the playlist, and those are your readings, Sag. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I think I'll probably make it red, yes? Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I will talk with you soon. Have a wonderful 2018. Also check out my videos, rent Vimeos. Check out my Vimeo in the About section as well. I hope you enjoy your time with your loved one. If you don't know them yet, then you just need to let them figure it out, or maybe you'll catch them in the sun. I feel like maybe you see them. I feel like most of you, even if you're not with them, you see them, like you're watching them, like you're kind of you're at work and you're watching them across the office, and they're like, everything that they do is so endearing. So you have this kind of like. And I think that it's going to prompt you, like all these observations are going to prompt you to have more sincere actions moving forward, more confident actions. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.